Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol NEPT. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame, think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I don't mean to state the obvious, but I will anyways. Very nice movement today. Price all over the place, and you look down here at the volume, and by far the biggest volume this chart has had for quite a while. So a lot of eyeballs on this one, so let's map out some levels of support, and then we can talk areas of resistance. Now, this chart is somewhat tricky, not somewhat, it is tricky to talk about because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader, for example, and you bought somewhere right up around here and you wanted to sell within 30 minutes after buying, well, then yeah, for you, the chart looks pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, from the highs, yes, the price did pull back. But from the big picture, the bulls also still have an opportunity to build a higher low. And as long as you have higher lows being built over longer periods of time, that's how long-term uptrends are constructed. I'm going to be talking about things from a big picture point of view. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you probably had more of a day trading type viewpoint going into things. And the reason why I would still consider the overall chart bullish has everything to do with that purple line right there, which is the famous 50-period simple moving average. Even if you have a very basic understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 50-period, and you know that when the price is up above it, you want to see the price stay above it, assuming, of course, you're bullish, and so far, so good. You know, on the pullback here, it didn't hit it exactly, but I think we can all agree, got, well within the range of that purple line, and then you got the nice bounce from that area. So over time, remember, keyword being moving, so as time goes on, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So I kind of, like to look at these as trend lines. In fact, I call them trend lines for lazy people. If you don't like to draw a trend line, well, then that's fine. That quote-unquote trend line is going to draw itself for you, but remember, technically speaking, that is the moving average. So point being, as this trend line gets higher and higher, as long as the price stays up above it, then that implies that the overall trend is bullish, and that's what you want. In terms of where the sellers are hanging out at right now in the very short term, seems to be some right around that 475 mark. So 475, very, very near term. If the price can break up through there, the next overall level right up around the $5 mark. But point here being, really no point in talking about doing battle with 5 and breaking through 5 or anything like that until the price can first prove itself in the short run. And again, how am I quantifying the phrase prove itself? Well, by getting up above 475. Overall, though, as long as the price keeps building higher bases like it's been doing, then the chart's going to take care of itself, and the trend will just continue on up. So focus on those higher lows and sit back and let the trend do its thing. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now, and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.